Hi, my name is Laszlo Karafiath, and this is Mike Parker, my mentor and teacher in liminal coaching. And this is a short video about what liminal coaching is and what liminal coaching is not. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Laszlo. Good to see you.
What is liminal coaching?
Well, the basis of liminal coaching is the idea of accessing your existing self in a new way. Um, that's not to say you've always had the resources and the means to change and construct yourself, but liminal coaching focuses more on the right hemisphere side of the left brain, right brain spectrum than most methods. And that means it utilizes the more intuitive, instinctive, embodied consciousness band of the spectrum.
Hmm.
So the result is that
With the right brain.
Yeah, the result is you're having a dialogue with those parts of yourself rather than attempting to dissociate, edit, conceptualize, or cognitively control them. So, for example, the right hemisphere actually has more and longer neurons that reach deeper into the limbic system, into the primitive, the instinctive, and emotional brain. So, actually, working with that side of the brain more is a great way of helping to connect with all of those parts of ourselves, which I actually subscribe to the view in Western culture are underrepresented. So that's kind of, one part of it. The other part is that that's a little bit more subtle. This is more about what it isn't really, and what it isn't is it isn't really a set system. It's more like opening up a massive field of potential creativity and keeping it open. So there are no grades, there are no degrees, there are no badges of achievement or anything like that. There is actually no absolute structure or complete statement of what it is because it is a process of discovery and co-discovery. So every liminal coaching project that I do with people is actually completely unique to them. It's what they find through applying the stuff. So it has that kind of sciencey feel to it. You try it and see what happens and what's there, and that could be really interesting. And it actually usually is pretty interesting. So it just focuses on opening up this massive field of potential creativity and keeping it open to questions.
I love it that the main idea came from experiments of around the brain and the energy level of the brain. And in the experiment, uh, it actually revealed that the idle state of the brain is not so idle after all. Right. So that's how we actually got the hint that the creative unconscious is there and working, and all the thought experiments that Tesla and Einstein were reporting of, we can actually see on the scans, on the brain scans.
Yeah. So my favorite Einstein story is how his school report had seems to spend all of his time daydreaming written on it. But if you really want to look at the sheer power of that kind of state of operation, which is actually similar to daydream, you've only really got to go to Mendeleev, who actually dreamt about the periodic table while he was in a hypnagogic state 3 times, and then he's quoted as saying, "I wrote it down from the dream, and only afterwards was it necessary to make a couple of minor corrections to it." So this is the work you're talking about is Rachel and Schulman in 2012, who showed that the brain, when it's in daydream state, can be using up to 20 times as much energy as when it's doing focus mathematics or something like that consciously. Um, and that's now called the default mode network, and it's been appropriated by all and sundry, and they're claiming that it does all kinds of different things. I think the answer is more complex. I think it does a whole bunch of a very wide range of different things, and one of the things it does incredibly well is to solve for massively complex problems. But also, one of the really interesting things it does is to produce new paradigms of understanding, I think. Having
Really?
said that, even then, I think that's only scratching the surface of what we misname intuition. But that would be another and much longer story.
Exactly. So now we are what we're actually inviting folks to be part of is the real journey to the real last frontier, which is our mind, our brain.
Yeah,
See? Well, I'm super excited to be part of this journey with you and with the team.
I'm really excited by it as well. I'm looking forward to it.
We're gonna start soon.